What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 3 of the Larne project here in Football Manager 2019. Hopefully you guys are good. Last episode, of course, we kicked off the season. To start this episode, I thought we'd just look at my manager profile. I sometimes get people ask about how I've set things up. In Northern Ireland, we don't have the craziest reputation. I set my coaching badges and past playing experience in line with kind of the level that we're at. So for those of you wondering how things are looking, this is how it is all set up. Since you were last here, we've played a number of games, also a few little bits and pieces going on off the pitch, but let's talk about the matches since you were last here first. And well, first and foremost, you can see there's just been loads of cup games as of late. More recently, we have been able to focus on the league, which has been nice, and also a few unusual breakthrough goal scorers. But anyway, let's take a look at the first game here. It was against Larne FC, and it was a game that we won 4-2 in the end. A hat-trick for David McDade, the real highlight of this match. He was just absolutely superb. He kind of led the show in this game. Larne are a good team. They're predicted to be right up there in the league table, and they are a team who are going to be, I think, real promotion rivals for us this year. I feel like defensively in this game we looked a little bit ropey, particularly their last goal, which did come when we were already 4-1 up. We were just a bit defensively all over the place, but we're still getting to grips with our new system. We're still trying to adapt on the fly. I'm sure it's not going to take that long. And yeah, it was a good win in the end. 4-2 against real promotion rivals. Obviously fantastic to score 4 goals. Conceding a few was a little bit concerning. I didn't change the team between the previous game and this match. But regardless, a good 4-2 win there. Anyway, in our next game, we took on Knockbreda, and I rotate the whole team for this game. We were taking part in the County Antrim Shield. It was the first round, and Knockbreda, a team I expect us to win against, and well, win we did. 2-1 it finished, 2 goals from the penalty spot, and then the last goal in the game, the ultimate decider, was scored by Daniel Silverio, of course, the youngster who we featured last episode. And since this goal, he's actually been called up to the Spanish under-20 side, or under-19 side, which is really exciting for a player of his age. We've not had too many players called up to any kind of youth international duty, but he is the first of his type. And yeah, great for him to get a first goal, I guess, on his senior debut. Of course, I have high hopes for this guy to come really good for us in the coming years. It's going to be interesting to see, can he live up to that hype? I think he really has got the ability to be a standout player for us in this team going forward. Anyway, the next game we had a real disappointing result as we lost against PSNI, which if I'm not mistaken, is like the police football team. This game went to extra time. They, to be honest, deserved to get something from this game. I was a little perhaps too complacent in this game. I rotated the team quite a lot. David McDade did get a goal for us, but a late goal for them and then a second for them in extra time was the decider. Our players were a little tired in this game, but I can't really use that as an excuse. In the end, Johnny Wilson coming on off the bench for them was the match winner. And yeah, we got knocked out of the Steel and Sons Cup in the second round. Very, very disappointing. However, of all the cup competitions we're in, it isn't the highest of priorities. The next game is against Queen's University Belfast. We won this game 2-0. A good result, an expected result. Thomas Stewart with both goals. Fantastic to see him getting those. 31 years old. He is one of the kind of more experienced players in our team. And between him and McDade, we've been scoring a fair few goals. And yes, Thomas Stewart was the match winner there. Anyway, following on from that, we did get Manager of the Month with just the 2 league games played, which was nice. But I wanted to start this month well, and it's another month of intense fixtures. You can see we got our revenge on the police. David McDade with 2 goals to his name, both in the first half. He has been performing very, very well. In the next game, we took on Logal. I think that's how you'd say it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. 1-1 in the end it finished. Disappointing. We were on top for massive, massive spells in this game. However, the silver lining, I guess, was the fact we saw a first senior goal for Romario Vieira. Now, he is one of the players who I was going to feature today as our youngster to take a look at, so we will take a look at him. But yeah, what a goal he got on his debut. And I mean, looking at him at 20 years old, he looks like an absolutely fantastic centre midfielder. I mean, with a name like Romario Vieira, you have to expect a lot from him. You can see just if we look at his information, he's got dual nationality of Bissau Guinean and also Portuguese and English. But I really like the look of this guy. I think he's a long-term centre-mid option. We've kind of rotated him in and out. Of course, with Fouad Sully leaving at the end of January, I need to kind of evaluate the centre-mid position. And I feel like this guy, based on his league debut, has a lot to offer us. What a goal it was for him. Definitely a player to keep an eye out on this season. And in our most recent game, we took on Haaland and Wolf Welders, is it? I guess it is Welders. I don't know why I've gone with Velders there. I feel like I'm still in Germany after the Leverkusen save, I guess. But yes, a 3-0 win here. This was a really, really good result because this team we were playing against, right up there in the league, have been performing very well to start the season. And to be honest, we were very, very convincing in this game. Chris Eagles with the man of the match. He also got a league goal for us, which was great. Graham Kelly and Fouad Sully also with the goals for us in this game. But it was a real good team performance from start to finish. A convincing result. And well, if we look at the league table, off the back of all those games, you can see we sit pretty on our lonesome at the top of the table, unbeaten in our first 5. But today, it's not going to be a league game. It's going to be a game against Glentoran in the County Antrim Shield quarter-final. This is a competition the board do care about. If we just look, I guess we'll go to the competition overview screen. You can see here, our expectation is to reach the semi-final. Glentoran, one of the big teams in Northern Irish football, you can see a very, very well-decorated club. A team who are, well, not predicted to do great at this season in the Premiership, but they are the league above us. And you can see their history as a club. They have a lot of success here, and they will certainly expect to beat us today. So it's going to be a bit of a test for us, I guess you could say. In a little bit of news off the pitch before we go further forward, I think it is worth talking about this. You can see I made a board request to improve our training and youth facilities, and both of those requests have been granted, which is absolutely fantastic news for us. So that is going to be going on until August of next year. That's going to be the first step, I feel like, that we as a club take going forward. Obviously, right now our facilities, they're not bad, but they're just a bit basic, and I want to get them above average and hopefully, you know, to some of the best in Northern Ireland over the next few years. So yeah, all in all, just lots of stuff going on off the pitch. You know, it's been quite a busy period. I wasn't expecting to have to play so many games in such quick succession, but I guess this is how Northern Irish football is. We'll have to see how we get on as the season goes on. Rotating the team a lot has been a challenge, obviously. We've only lost the one game, which was in the Cup after extra time, which I really wanted to win. But it's not the end of the world. Ultimately, this year, the aim is to just get out of this division as convincingly as possible. And right now, we're on course to do that. Just looking at our team, a few kind of different players coming in. You can see, looking at the overall appearances, everyone's really been given a chance so far, with a few exceptions really in the goalkeeper position. But one player we're going to give a nod to today, a player who some of you may well be familiar with, the long-term viewers of the channel, Alex Evans. We signed this guy during pre-season. He has made one appearance for us, but I want to give him a nod today because I really like this guy as a player. For those of you who are sat thinking, this name does ring a bell, Jack, where is he from? Back in FM 13, so 6 years ago now, I signed him for FC United of Manchester, and he was our kind of centre-back who took us all the way from the depths of non-league to the Championship. Now, I don't know if he still has that potential, but he looks like a very good player for at this level, and at 25 years old, we brought him in on a free. He's a well-rounded centre-back, and we're going to give him a nod today and see what he can do in this game. Elsewhere in the team, not too much going on. Shane McElhenney, of course, was the saviour last game out. Since then, he has not scored since. I mean, he set the expectations high with 2 goals on the first game of the season. But he is currently in the process of signing a new contract at the club. I want to try and sign a 4-year extension with a 2-year initial deal with a further 2 years should we get promoted. That would take him till he's 31. Of course, with the rules that we are now under where we can't sign players over the age of 19 or 19 or over outside of Britain and Ireland, and obviously if they're from Ireland, Northern Ireland, they have to be under the age of 21 or younger. We kind of need to hold on to our more experienced players. It's quite important that we do that. You can see when you look at the contract lengths, I have extended a lot of players' contracts, but there's certainly a few players here whose contracts I'd like to extend if possible because the experience they do offer is pretty invaluable at this moment in time. In terms of our team, Thomas Stewart is injured, so we're going to have to make a change here. I'm going to bring in Brandon Oddie, and that is going to open up an opportunity for Liam Edwards on the bench. We've got a few very exciting strikers. We have obviously McDade and Stewart. Then in behind we have Oddie and Severo, but with Severo being out on international duty, Liam Edwards is going to get a chance here. I really like the look of this guy as a striker. I do think he could be a very, very good player for us going forward. The rest of our team is fairly fit, so I think we're going to stick with what we've got here and see how we get on. Glentoran, not going to be pushovers by any means, but we've got to give them a run for their money today. And it's going to be a nice test for us. Away from home, we're not coming in with a whole lot in the way of expectation, but well, we want to do one over on them. We want to beat them today if we can. They are a good Premiership side. However, at least in the eyes of our coaches and assistants and scouts, our team is full of players who are capable of playing at the Premiership level. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get on. They are going to play a 3-4-3 with 3 strikers. They actually have a regen as their captain. I mean, how good must this guy be? I think it is probably worth getting scout reports on any regens we do come up against just to see if they're any good. Of course, with a tribute masking on, it is going to be difficult to find the best Northern Irish talent, but hopefully over the course of the next few years, we're really going to be able to build up our scouting kind of network to have better knowledge on all these players we come up against. In terms of our team, though, nothing too crazy in the way of changes. It's the system you guys have come to love and know, and we're going to see how we get on. Boys, I expect us to get a good result here if we can. Let's show the Premiership big boys what we're capable of, the fact that we are going to be challenging them next year. In terms of long-term plans for the club, I've not really talked about it too much, but I do genuinely feel like we should be able to get promoted and then hopefully try and challenge for the title next year. At least in the eyes of our assistant, our players are good enough to do that. Obviously, I've never managed in Northern Ireland, so it's hard for me to know what the overall standard of football is like, if that is a realistic goal. But that's certainly, I feel like, what we've got to try and strive towards here. And this game against Glentoran is a chance to try and do that, try and see what we can achieve. Anyway, it's not going to be easy for us, but we're underdogs and we're going to see what we can do as Oddie tries to get threaded through by Fuad. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite get the ball through, although we might get a second chance here. Kebby winning the header, now goes to Chris Eagles. Can he pick out a pass? He can to Tilney. Options in the middle, he hits it. What a finish, Benny Tilney. What have you done, son? I mean, I didn't know he had that in his locker. The left back has just hit an absolute... I don't know what to call that. It was a thunderbolt. We'll go with that. Kebby on one side winning that header. And, well, you can see here, Chris Eagles gets the ball, bit of space, head up, lovely cross to the back post. Of course, they're playing 3 centre-backs, so there might be that room in behind to exploit. And while Tilney has found that space within the first couple of minutes and just rifled one home into the roof of the net. What a finish that was. Hopefully we can continue to build off that here. They're going to knock the ball forward here to Davidson. Squares it, straight at Devlin. A little bit of a let-off, perhaps. Of course, with them playing 3 strikers, we're going to be trying to match them with our back 3. We'll have to see how that goes on. As we have another chance, it's Tilney again. What is he doing? The left-back's on for a hat-trick after 9 minutes. I mean, you saw our recent results. They've not been necessarily the most emphatic. We've not been beating teams 4 or 5-0. Within 10 minutes here against the Premiership big boys, Tilney's grabbed his second. We've got a second. We're 2-0 up. And, well, you wonder how long they're going to be able to stick with their current system, the way things are going. We've had 2 chances. We've taken them both. Can we get another? Can we embarrass Glentoran? That's got to be the dream, hasn't it? Let's see what we can do here. Hughes, nice bit of play. Bit of a naughty tackle. Bit of scrappy play, but we've got it here. And it's going to be with Fuad. Out wide to Kebby. Oddie is in the middle. Oddie is there. He's not offside, I don't think. He's not. It's 3-0 after 15 minutes. What is happening? Brandon Oddie, his first goal for the club, a player who I have high hopes for. Of course, coming in for the injured Stewart today. Lovely build-up play in the whole of this. I mean, maybe we are ready for the Premiership now. But just promote us now. Why not? Oddie, lovely finish. Kebby with the assist. So far in this game, our wing-backs are running absolutely rampant. Oh, look at that. He's just behind the ball. I thought it might have marginally been offside, but, well, no, the lino's made a good decision. Another set piece here. Hughes whips it back post. Can we win the header? We can. McDade has scored. What is happening? It's 4-0 after 20 minutes. Glentoran do not know what has hit them here. I mean, where was this when we were playing against the police force? Were we scared of being arrested? Set piece this time. The cross to the back post. And, well, McElhenney with the win. McDade helps it on his way. And, well, we scored a couple of corners last game, you might remember, in the previous live com. We're looking like set-piece specialists again here. 25 minutes gone. There can't be another goal for us. Surely not. I mean, at this point, it'd be nice to keep a clean sheet. Eagles tries to clear it forward. Garrett collects that for them. Right now, we are just more than a match for this 3-4-3 that they're using. I was worried that our defence, might get a little overrun, basically man-marking the three strikers. But at least early on, it's looking good for us. Alex Evans. I mean, it warms my heart to see a player who I had in FM 6 years ago be a player of relevance in our team today. Oddie is through again. Go on, Oddie. Have a go. Nelson this time, for the first time all game, it feels like, makes a save. Look at the chances we've created after 25 minutes. We've still got the corner, of course. McElhenney, back post, nods it. McDade, anyone? I mean, it looked like it could have been a foul. It was a good tackle, according to the ref. What has happened? I could not have wished for a better performance thus far in this game. We have been so far on top. We've got another chance here as well. Hughes to Tilney. Whips it back post. Oddie's there. He heads it in. It's 5-0. What is happening? I mean, are they rotating out their team? Tilney with a second, well, with an assist to go with his 2 goals. Oddie with his second. We're tearing them apart. I don't know what to say. This is not what I expected. I was thinking, it'd be a hard test here against Premiership opposition. We're tearing them a new one. Oddie with the header. Tilney with that ball whipped in for out wide. Was it offside? It wasn't. You can see there he's timed his run to perfection. I mean, Oddie's on for a hat-trick. Tilney's on for a hat-trick. Could we get another before half-time? Look at their ratings. Oh my gosh. I've never seen that much red in FM19 this year. We have just been all over them. Evans on an 8.3. McElhenney on an 8.3. It's been a team performance. That is the striking thing so far about this game. I'm very happy, boys. Just keep it going in the second half. Away from home. I mean, I have to assume they've rotated their team a little bit, but even so, this is looking superb. Chris Eagles, back post. We're absolutely destroying them on set pieces. They deal with this one. It only goes as far as Kelly, though. Hughes is there. Blocks it twice. Can McElhenney now recycle possession from the back? Can we try and build from this deep area? Fuad to Hughes to Chris Eagles. Fred Triodi for the hat-trick! What a hat-trick that is. Eagles with the assist. How can you not be loving this? What is this all about? Where was this when we've been playing our league games and drawing 1-1 and losing after extra time in cup matches? Turning up for the big game absolutely crazily. Oddie, on that left peg of his, slots it home. Remember the name. Chris Eagles with the assist. I mean, they've got a chance here. Let's keep the clean sheet if we can. It was miles wide in the end, the free kick. I was nervous for a second. I mean, look at that team. I don't want to make any subs, really. I've never seen a contrast between two teams as big as this. We have just turned up on the big occasion and absolutely teared them apart. I'm trying to think if there's anyone on the bench I'd like to bring on and give game time to. I guess let's bring in Stuart for Fuad, just because I do need to give Stuart some game time to build up some fitness. You can see he's been improving a fair bit in training. That's actually been a common trend across the side. I don't want to make any more changes. Everyone else is playing so well. But apparently we should be encouraging more long balls forward. I mean, I don't feel like we need to do that. Devlin with another save. I mean, every time the keeper's been called upon, he's looked pretty solid, it has to be said. Over an hour gone now. That is only their second shot on target. We have been rampant in this game thus far. Stewart goes to McDade. Go on, McDade. He's clean through. Nelson is saving his team's face just a little bit here. 4 clear-cut chances, 5 half chances. Still a corner to be dealt with, maybe. Okay, they're going to deal with it well this time. But, wow. I mean, I'm a little bit lost for words. This is not what I was anticipating from this match. They have now decided a 4-4-2 is the best course of action. It might be a little bit late for the 4-4-2, but it's what they're going to go with. We're going to stick with what we've been playing. It's been pretty solid for us. I'm going to take off Oddie, actually. We will take him off to a round of applause. Liam Edwards, go on. Try and get your first senior goal for us. Oh, yeah, actually would be his first senior goal. You can see he's been playing in the Development League and playing well. So, Liam, you've got a chance here to show us what you can do in the big boy first team. Oddie's made a name for himself. Can Edwards get on the goal-scoring sheet? Another set piece for them here. Another free kick. Straight into the hands of Devlin. I don't know why we keep getting shown them. It's like we keep hitting them on the break from these free kicks. Like the free kick itself isn't the actual chance. I mean, look at that throw. Out to Kebby. Can we build something here? Can we try and do it? The ball to Tilney was ambitious. It almost found its way to him. I mean, let's keep the clean sheet if we can, boys. McElhenney collects the play well. Let's build from the back if we can. Want to play out of defence where possible. We want to play this attractive football. And well, we've got a chance here. Edwards, fresh on the pitch, of course. Options in the middle. McDade is there. Whips it in. McDade! Probably got to try and hit the target there. But I can't really fault his effort too much because it's 6-0. And that is how it's going to finish. 5 first-half goals. Make that perhaps one of the most convincing first-half performances we will see during this entire series. What an overall performance against Glentoran. They are one of the Premiership big boys. A team with a real established history. And we have caused a monumental upset. If we just look at the review here, you can see they were predicting a win for us. But not a win of that magnitude. I've only got to praise the players, really, haven't I? We're very pleased with that overall performance, boys. Please keep it going. I mean, that a 6-0, I don't know what to say, because you compare that to how we've done previously in the games leading up to that. We've not been close to a 6-0, so to do it in that nature is absolutely massive. You can see here, Oddie getting man of the match, a hat-trick for him. I'm so excited about some of the young players we've got this side, but this guy, with performances like you just saw there in a big game, it's going to be interesting to see how he can shape up as the season goes on. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up things from me today, guys. I am kind of lost for words. That was not what I was expecting. In terms of when we'll be back, we've got a game against is it Coleraine? We'll go with that. Coleraine they're another Premiership side. They're predicted to finish a little higher. We've got them in the Northern Irish Football League Cup. So that seems like it's probably a pretty good game to come back for. At least looking at how the league's going right now, it's fairly convincing. In terms of the overall league format, just for people wondering, there's 12 teams in the league. There are 32 games played. After 22 games, the league splits and the top half play each other a second 2 times and the bottom half play each other a second 2 times. I believe that's how it works, at least. So with that in mind, towards the end of the season, we'll have a few more league games against some of the big dogs after the split. That should be a bit of a better test for us than some of the games we've got coming up. Looking further ahead, you can see we've got Portadown, who are in second, coming up on the horizon. We do play them in not too long as well, in mid-November. I think we'll probably commentate that game after the game against Coleraine. But yeah, I mean, what a performance that is against Glentoran. Kind of lost for words. Not what I was expecting at all. I'm guessing it wasn't what a lot of you guys were expecting either. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. Massive thank you, as always, for your support on this series so far. It's been absolutely phenomenal. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.